So would you only put a bill on the floor that has a majority of support for your conference?
The bill, we passed the bill that raised the debt ceiling and it's sitting in the Senate.
Well, I'm talking about a new bill.
At the end of the day, if we push, we'll be more than willing. We'll have a large number, more than half of the Republicans support.
If you had a Sanders, did he call that meeting or would he call it?
Oh, he wanted to be called.
Can you give you any indication what his political future? What was it about?
It was a meeting with a member. There is a number of places that we have been discussing. There's a number of places the president discussed. That's why we're going to get together. We're not going to cut the deal here, which I would have loved to be able to do, but we're going to work together, solve this problem, and make America stronger.
Did the president give on any of that? When you spoke to him last night, the negotiators, has he given any way on the issue of rolling back domestic spending levels like you've been asking?
Look, we have, nothing's agreed to. We've had very good discussions, very professional going through. I have the highest respect for the individuals he has down here working on it. People do have difference of opinion, just like in the country, but you have difference of opinion in your own household. But if you were to give your child a credit card and they charged up the limit, and you just raise the limit year after year after year till this credit card you owe so much on it that you owe more than you could actually make in a year, because that's where we are. Our credit card, our debt limit, we have charged so much up that it's bigger than our economy. And would you just raise that debt limit, or would you look at ways to do something different?
You know, there were 3 times under Trump where the Republicans and Democrats agreed to suspend the debt limit. There was hardly an outcry about cutting spending then. How come you guys didn't make a big stink about it then?
There was an outcry, but the outcry was the speaker was different. It was Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and you could.
But you had leverage in the Senate. You had leverage here.
You couldn't read her quote. What did she say? She simply said, "No debt limit will get increased without first negotiating to spend more money." The difference then is what the Democrats always say. The Democrats think you should spend more money. We have spent too much.
You feel more optimistic today than you had yesterday?
I'm hopeful that I haven't met with the president yet, but yes, we only got 10 days to go. We've got to start moving. Luckily, the Republicans in the House actually lifted the debt ceiling and limit save bill and did this way back in April. So not only do we have a framework, but we can always rely upon that if the deadline comes. I know no time in modern history, you correct me if you're wrong, I can't remember any time that Congress actually voted and put it in law to spend less money than you spent the year before. But we have never seen this type of spending before. I mean, think for one moment. The 50-year average of spending is normally 21% of GDP. The Democrats took it over to 24%. They've been on just discretionary spending. They've been adding almost $400 billion every year since they took over. We've hit that wall. And to think, if we could say, no, you're not going to spend that much more next year, we could curb inflation, be less dependent upon China because we don't have to borrow as much money, create more jobs in America, and we could actually spend less than we spent last year. I think the markets and the world will show we're serious.
Have you asked for additional cuts to SNAP?
Look, what we have talked about going through, if you look at our bill,